guess your stock just went up, Golden Boy.
Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Cold Hard Truths on the Football Corner. And today I have another episode where I bring on another fan from a club in the Premier League, preferably the top six, because, unfortunately, we only deal in top six clubs at the moment. But listen, guys, make sure you're smashing. Listen, firstly, I need to ask you, smash that like button. Make sure you're subscribing to the channel. Helps us a lot. And let's get into this. Today, we are going to be talking about Liverpool. Can they win the title? Drawing to City at home, people. City at home. I think they had like a 24-game win streak at home. So the last time they lost there was a season and a half ago. But yeah, we're going to be getting into that and much more. We're going to be talking about Arsenal. But let me invite my guest. And you know what? Yeah, we have a special guest in the building. We have a celebrity in the building. It's none other than Tom Selleck himself has come here to just put in he's actually a Liverpool fan. Who knew, bro? I watched Magnum PI so much, and I didn't even know he was a Liverpool fan. I never knew. So let's do what we do, and let's bring on Mr. Mike. Mike, how's it going, my bro?
I'm good, man. I'm very good. That was a fantastic intro, and just for safekeeping, bada bang. There you go. You see?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Come on, man.
Exactly.
We love to see it, man. We love to see it. How you doing anyway, man? You good?
Yeah. I cannot complain. We just had Thanksgiving over here in the States, and got a result at the weekend, and I've got a easy run of fixtures coming up ahead of me, while everyone else seems to have a more difficult run of fixtures. So I'm in a very good spot. Yeah.
No, fair enough. You must have so much left over, bro. Because I know everybody tells me whenever Thanksgiving comes around, the fridge is just full.
Yeah, it is for about 2 days, because you eat 4 meals a day for 3 straight days, and but it's all gone. The turkey's done, the tenderloin has been eaten, and now it's time to get back to the normal diet and shed off those Thanksgiving 15, if you know what I mean.
Nah, 100%. And listen, guys, like I said, man, make sure you're liking the video. Big up T in the building, nice and early. Man said big up Saddam. Mike, big yourself up, my bro. Big yourself up. And the best stash on YouTube, man. Best stash. Big up to Mike on the stash, bro. But yeah, listen, we need to speak about Liverpool, man. And I think the perfect place for us to start is the game on the weekend, because that was I have mixed feelings about how Klopp went into the game. But obviously, we'll get your opinions on it first before I go into the whole into my side. But what were your thoughts on the game overall, anyway?
I think it was a tale of two halves. I think that where Klopp got it wrong, in my opinion, and I think what kind of put an arrow in our Achilles heel was starting in this 4-4-2 sort of looking formation, with Szoboszlai playing as a right midfielder, but essentially pressing as a striker. Because if you were watching, Szoboszlai was pressing the City back line further than Núñez. So if he's playing right mid, why is he playing as this like ultra 9 pressing machine, which is also taking away from the midfield? I think that his performance was a little bit all over the place, and I think that it was tactical. It's not form based. I just think that Curtis Jones was poor. He was really, really. He was okay defensively. He was really poor on the ball, on the turn, trying to push things forward. I just think that if we had not done this hybrid 4-4-2, and we had set up essentially the way that we approached the game in the 60th minute, right, when we brought on Diaz and Gravenberch and went to more of a 4-3-3, I think that the way that we looked for those 20 minutes, if that's how we had started the game, we could have punched first. Because I think that we got it wrong in terms of the approach, but we did good just to keep it at 1-0. Allison made a fantastic save at the end of the first half. And we had, an opportunity or two, but I think that, Allison's mistake that led to the City goal, I think that that's largely due to tactics and the way that we were setting up offensively, and the fact that we couldn't progress through the midfield. We had no answer for City's press, and I think that that's largely because Curtis Jones was in there, and he's not a ball-carrying midfielder who can break through the lines like Gravenberch. So we're forced to continuously go back and make Ali kind of stand on the ball longer than he wants to. The words Allison and mistake get brought up maybe once a season, like maybe. So I'm going to give it to him, considering it's the biggest game of the season at the most difficult ground. But we showed a lot of positives, and ultimately, like you said, we are the only team in the entire calendar year of 2023 to take a point away from there. And given where we were last season, I don't think that there's a single fan that can say that they're upset. And I see some people saying, "Oh, celebrating a draw away from home. Like, what has the standards fallen at this club?" And I'm like, were you not watching last season? Like, did you not see where we were, how low we had fallen to this point, essentially in a game where, countless people were like, "Oh, City is just going to roll us through. Our midfield isn't ready yet. Our backline isn't ready yet. They're just going to chomp us down 4-5-0. Doku this, Alvarez this. Alvarez was a ghost. Bernardo Silva was a ghost. Jeremy Doku, all he did was run to the byline and kick the ball straight into Virgil van Dijk 94 times, and they, oh, look at him. He's like a new Eden Hazard, cooking Trent, of course. Absolutely ridiculous. There isn't much that I can be complaining about.
Yeah, listen, I agree on the whole 4-4-2 kind of way that you came into the game with. Obviously, Klopp. I think Klopp just tried to change too much. Like, sometimes you just have to go in there with the same formation. If it's working and it's not broken, don't try to fix it. Why are you trying to fix something that isn't broken? You guys just came from a game against Brentford where you smacked them 3-0. Easy game, done. And then you went into this game and then completely changed around the formation, tried to do something different. And sometimes you just shouldn't touch it. But listen, in regards to Alisson, I think he's allowed to have a bad game every now and then. Although even the save, I feel like he should have made the save on that Haaland shot.
Maybe
but the thing is, that's just because we're so used to seeing him make those saves that now we're like, why didn't he make that save? Why didn't he make that save? But listen, all goalkeepers sometimes make mistakes. Do you know what I mean? All goalkeepers are going to have a bad game.
Yes.
Neuer had a bad game at times. Same thing with Buffon. These are great. Petr Cech. These Lehmann. These are all great goalkeepers that we know, and they had bad games. So it's gonna happen. But when it comes to Alisson, news has come out, which I do want you to touch on a little bit, that he may possibly be sidelined for 5 weeks with a hamstring injury. Apparently he's pulled his hamstring. I don't know whether it's just rumors, but listen, big Liverpool accounts are coming out with it. So I don't know whether it's definitely happening, but apparently he pulled. I think it was towards the end of the game. When he was on the floor, he was holding his hamstring.
Yep.
I didn't know whether it was something that was gonna carry on, but it looks like the rumors are saying that he's apparently out for 5 weeks, which listen, nobody ever wants to celebrate a player's injury or anything.
Never.
And even for me, I really like Alisson as a goalkeeper, so I don't want to see him not playing. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, if he is to miss these 5 weeks, he's missing the Arsenal game. That's number one. But he's listen. It's at least he's gonna be back for the new year for when you're going into your more harder games. Obviously, Arsenal game is one of them, but
Yep.
there's other harder games which you're going to be needing him in because of his experience. But what are your thoughts on the whole injury situation? Because that's come out of nowhere.
Yeah. No one wants to lose the best goalkeeper in the world for any reason whatsoever. It's that simple. The way that we play is because he's back there. We might have one of the highest expected goals against us, but when you have the best goalkeeper in the world, the best one-on-one keeper, the best shot stopper in the world, you can afford to play that sort of gamble ball. Now, if we were to continue to play the way that we do, if we're going to play like we have Allison back there and we don't, then we're going to be in serious trouble. Like we're going to have like real conversations. But Kelleher, he's a backup. Like there's nothing more I can really say. He's a backup goalkeeper. He does his job. Is he the best? No. Is he the worst? Absolutely not. I if I have to put him in there, I'm not going to freak out. But what I'm going to say is that you have to completely change the way that you're playing. And I think that we'll have to go to this more compact, less aggressive, more transition ball. Like we're not going to be able to play this total football that Jurgen's been trying to play and that has sort of begun to manifest itself this season and last season. We're going to have to we're not going to be allowed to take as many risks. We're not going to be allowed to make any mistakes. And by doing so, I mean, the system that we're running, we can do it and we can allow these mistakes to happen, but we won't be able to. So we're going to have to switch. And I think that Jurgen probably knows that if he has to start Kelleher every game. The fortunate thing, though, is that over the next 5 weeks, we've got United at home and Arsenal at home, right? And then we've got West Ham at home in the EFL quarterfinal. If we lose the game against West Ham, which Kelleher probably was going to start anyway, that's sort of inconsequential to me. We also have Adrian, who again is the reason why we got knocked out of the Champions League against Atletico Madrid after the title winning season, or during the title winning season. But that's pretty much 2 games. Honestly, I'm not even worried about the United game. So that's pretty much one game, and that's December 23rd. It's one game that really concerns me. And can we just change our style for that single game? Sure. Arsenal are a great team. They're a great attacking team. They've got a lot of pace, and that's a team that I'm not going to want to play this open possession football where I lose it in transition and give Saka or Martinelli an opportunity to just kind of turn on the burners and have a one-on-one. I'm not, let's just say I'm not freaking out. It sucks, but as long as we change our system, I'm not too concerned given the run of fixtures that we have.
Yeah. No, listen, I think the run of fixtures that you have, the whole situation with Man United, that's a guaranteed 3 points in my eyes. They always get thrashed. They always get thrashed whenever they come to Anfield, man. So I don't think that game's too much to worry about. And even in, like you said, he was going to play that game anyway against West Ham. So it doesn't matter about that game. But obviously the Arsenal game, I do agree that you might need to change the way you're playing, because there's always that safeguard there that if you have Alisson in that position, or you have Alisson in goal, even if, let's say for instance, somebody's one-on-one, it's always 50-50. With Alisson in goal, it makes it 50-50.
It's never guaranteed. Never guaranteed.
It's not a guaranteed goal. Where other goalkeepers, it will be a guaranteed goal because they can just slot it into this guy is just crazy on his one-on-ones, bro. It's crazy. So yeah, listen, it's a hard miss. But Keller, I think he's an all right goalkeeper, though. I've not heard too much bad things. I've seen him in a couple of games, and he looks confident on the ball. He looks confident. some backup keepers they don't look as confident as the starting keeper, but he looks okay. Looks like he can cover the or
Yeah,
hold the fort until Allison gets back.
he's
Which
got my bad to interrupt. He
No,
played every single one of our Carabao Cup games when we during the quad season. He played every single game. Allison did not play in the Carabao Cup, so he is a cup winning goalkeeper. If you really want to get down to semantics, so
yeah, exactly. So I don't think it's the worst goalkeeper to have.
No.
You know, it's not like you got a Ramsdale.
Yo,
No,
we're gonna have to talk about that. We're gonna have
yeah,
to talk
yeah. We don't worry. Don't worry. We're coming to it.
the,
Don't
the
worry.
only the,
I
the
know.
only the only other thing that I would say is if anything, it does present an interesting opportunity to see how Jurgen will adapt the team. And I'm not a fan of the way that we play anyway. I don't like this possession ball that we're trying to do. I don't like this total football. I don't think it suits us, considering that all of our goals are scored in quick build-up transition play. Just look at the City game as a perfect example. Like Doku cut in the shot, Allison had the ball, releases it to Gravenberch. Gravenberch runs upfield, turns Rodri, kicks it to Diaz. Diaz kicks it to Salah. Salah kicks it to Trent. What's that? 5 passes from Allison in a matter of 30 seconds. Like that's textbook us. We don't break teams down. Like we don't. That's not what we do. And even when we try, it doesn't work. So it'll be interesting to see the tactical change and if that carries over to when Allison comes back.
You know, I said the same thing yesterday on my I think it was yesterday. Yeah, it was yesterday on the match reaction. I said Arsenal Liverpool are very similar because when Arsenal Liverpool are at their best is when they are counter-attacking or in transition, quick passing, bang bang, 4 or 5 passes and they're on goal, through on goal. That's that's where we're both in our bag. So even for me, this whole passing sideways and trying to break the team down, this and that, I don't like it. I don't like it. I prefer even a lot of our goals that come out of nowhere is these, or a lot of our goals where they come from are these counterattacks. These when Martinelli's driving towards the box, he's making a running behind. Like even this Sevilla game. Where he literally that happened off of a quick transition, bang. Jesus got it back and then straight onto Martinelli and then off. We know what happened. But yeah, I completely agree that they definitely need to maybe move away from this whole total football kind of playing, trying to break the team down, trying to pass around. It suits City. It suits them because they have so many players in their team that are so comfortable on the ball and they've done that for so long.
Yeah.
I feel like that's why it suits them so well because they have literally it's ingrained in their football styles and how they play. So I feel like they don't know how to do anything else. They I don't think they can change. They have to play like that just because that is what they are. They're managed by a Spanish coach who, let's face it, that's a Spanish game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's all Pep knows. So
Tiki-taka.
So exactly. And he's perfected it. So
yes.
He's never gonna steer away from it. But I feel like listen, Salah in that game, I feel like he was quiet at times, but bro, this is star players, bro. Because the thing is, yeah, when you're quiet in a game and then you just find a way to just it's the same thing with Saka as well. As like Salah's quiet in the game, he's nothing, it's not really working for him. A lot of people are like, Ake had him on lock. I think, to be honest, I think Salah just stayed back a bit. He was holding back and trying to look for passes. I don't really think that Ake had him on lock. But
no,
when it comes to Salah, yeah, he just knows how to just, you know what I mean, just put a mark on the game. Even when he is so-called having a slow game, he still knows how to put that marker in and just affect the game.
He's got 15 GA. So, you know, he's got in the Premier League, I believe. He's got 15 GA in 13 games. So even when he's having a stinker the entire time, there's always the possibility that he just needs one opportunity, you know. And I think that the reason why he wasn't looking great against City or even against Brentford, again, it's just tactical. It's tactics. I think it's really ultimately just down to how the team is setting up and the game that they're trying to play. Because if you go back to the 50-goal season and you watch like a compilation video of every goal that he scored, over 40 of those 50 goals are going to be in transition, like at the end. Like it's not like it was like a team goal. It was just nope, doink, hit it to him. Like let him go. Or it's Mane running down the wing, or it's Firmino running up the middle. Right? It's something that's bang bang. And you're not really going to get those opportunities against City too often, and you're especially not going to get them if you're trying to play this total football possession style game. So I think that there's definitely some kinks in our tactical armor that we need to work through. I think that certain players are just kind of catching the brunt of criticism because, certain fans just have expectations of like you should be scoring a hat trick every game, and they don't actually watch. So he's gonna get some unfair stick, but I don't think Ake. Listen, Ake did a great job to get the assist for Haaland, and he didn't have a bad game, but I think that ultimately Liverpool are more of a reason why Salah kind of wasn't in that game than Nathan Ake, if that makes sense.
Yeah. No, listen, 100%, and even Trent scoring that equalizer, man, that's crazy.
Magnifique.
That's crazy. You know when he
out of nowhere.
When he shot the ball, yeah, I was like, there's no way it goes.
I sprinted to the other side of my room. I threw off my headset. The second it hit the back of the net, I threw off my headset. I sprinted to the other side of my room. I was just like, it was just like a bang bang thing. Like it's just boom, one touch, launch.
But the thing is, Trent has done that so many times because I saw a compilation on Twitter, that showed his goals, and so many of his goals are just a cross goal. You know what I mean? Outside of the box, he's shot from outside of the box and it's gone top bins. Like Trent has actually got a shot on him. If we actually sit there and actually analyze all of his goals, he's actually got a hell of a shot, bro. He's got a hell of a shot. I think defensively, a lot of people were saying that he didn't necessarily have a good game. I think it's more rivals are saying he didn't necessarily have a good game. I wouldn't agree with that. From my personal opinion, I feel like he was stopping a lot of the counter attacks, a lot of the transitions. He stopped, I think, 2 or 3 of them, and those are possible goals. I look at them as possible goals. So the fact that he stopped them is just, listen, I can't say he had a bad game if he's doing that.
No,
do you know what I mean?
Listen, Doku didn't have a goal or an assist, and he only had, of all of these supposed dribble passes, right? All these supposed stats, Doku had created, at least in my mind, one opportunity, and it was to Julian Alvarez, and Alvarez skied it about 30 feet. And that happens all of the time in those kind of cutbacks. All Trent was doing was simply conceding the outside. Listen, if I'm Trent, I'm thinking to myself, Doku's quicker than me, and he's better at dribbling than me. So what do I have to do? I just have to take away the inside. That's it. Like, you can do all you want down that outside, dribble to the byline all you want. I trust Virgil and I trust Matt Tip to make a block on the cross, and that's not a high percentage ball. And if you're going to tell me that just because you did that 25 times you're a world-class winger, then you don't know shit about football, because that's just not the way it works. Okay, this isn't FIFA. I don't just run to the byline and cut it back and play this meta and end up leading to goals. That's not what happens. And I don't know if you saw this, but if you go back and you watch the game, every time Phil Foden sent a cross from the other side of the pitch, Doku was nowhere to be found. And there was at least 5 times where I saw Bernardo Silva turn around and directly look at Doku in the face and go like, what are you doing? Like, you're supposed to be there. Get your head out of your ass. Like, play the game. Like, let's go. So for all of these praisings of Doku, it seems a little annoying to me that the fans aren't recognizing their own players criticizing Doku for not being in position. And if you want to be this 5-star skill move merchant and tell me that, but like, he's so good on the ball, he looks so aesthetically pleasing, great, that fine by me. As long as you don't get any goals or assists, I could care less. You know what I mean?
That's the thing. People just look at somebody who's aesthetically pleasing on the ball, and then they automatically say, "Oh my God, he's best thing, man! Look at this guy. He's not tearing down trees and doing this and doing that." Like, bro, come on, man. You know what I mean? There's no way that we can say that Doku fully cooked Trent. He couldn't have.
No, not even a chance.
I think for me, cooking a left back or a right back or a full back in general, cooking a full back is when you've scored or assisted a goal, as well as that you've gotten chances on goals, or you've assisted, or you've crossed balls in that have actually
led to opportunity.
Created
real opportunity. Shots
a big
on
chance,
goal. Shots on goal. If your crosses are leading to clear-cut shots on goal that are saved, I would say that yeah, you cooked him. But all of Doku's crosses were blocked and didn't lead to shots on goal. They either led to shots that were super skied. Yeah, a lot of them were low, and they were they were cut out by Matt Tip or Virgil, or they made it through, but then they were skied. And I'm like, I'm not going to count that. Like, oh, but on another given day, he could have put that on goal and it could have gone in. It's like, okay, yeah. And if my grandma had wheels, she would be a bike, but she's not. You know what I mean? So ultimately, at the end of the day, it's just he didn't get cooked and he scored a goal. Like, I don't know what this agenda is against him. Yes, I think he would be better in midfield, but there's no one I can replace him in midfield right now. I can't move him up and be like, all right, Szoboszlai, take a hike, or McAllister, take a hike, or Gravenberch, take a hike. I can't. But for what he provides going forward, for anyone to even put anyone else in the conversation for the best right back in the world, I'm just like, you're insane, because this is the modern game, right? This isn't 1990. Like, we're not looking at power fullbacks who just shoulder check wings to the ground. Like, that's just not the way the game works.
Tell Chelsea fans that, because they seem to think that Reece James is the best right back in the world.
Listen, if Reece, listen, let's just put it this way: if Reece could play more than 12 games in a season, I would say that you might have an argument. But he doesn't even play a third of the season every season. So like again, that would be like if I said that Zlatan Ibrahimovic is the best football player in history. Like, I'd be like, what? Like, the dude hopped around season to season, and he had a pretty extensive injury record. Like, that's absolutely ridiculous. Maybe if he played every single game for the same team, that could be an argument, but it isn't. Like, again, it's another reason why Leo Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo are such aliens, because neither of them had extended periods of injury. They were fresh and fit year over year, every single game. And that's what you need if you're going to be put in a conversation of world class. I expect you to be playing 38 games a season minimum. You should be playing every single Premier League game. If not, miss one or two, maybe three. But you're at least appearing in all of them. You know what I mean?
No, 100%. 100%. I completely agree, man. I completely agree. I think that just the agendas on Trent stink.
Sucks. It's nonsense. It's nonsense.
Although I have trolled on Twitter.
Of course.
For anybody who's seen me troll on Twitter and say that Martinelli cooks Trent, let's just actually get one thing out of the way. Please don't take what I say on Twitter seriously, because a lot of times I just do that to get reactions out of people. But
for sure.
But listen, Trent is a good right back. I think the only thing that people look at is his defensive ability, and they say, "Oh, he can't defend. How's he a good right back?"
It wasn't even his fault though. Like him getting cooked all the time, it wasn't even on him. Like, that had to do with the holes in midfield. Defense starts in midfield, right? Like, you stop the attack before it becomes a problem, and you catch Trent out of position, which he naturally is because he plays so offensive. So, like, he didn't get exposed in 18, 19, 19, 20 because the midfield was there to cover for him. He got exposed last season because the midfield wasn't there to cover for him. And it was a little bit of the same thing during the whole quad thing. So it's not even fully his fault. Like, people just, I mean, I hate to say it, people are just idiots, like they just, like, they're blind. They sometimes I don't know what sport they're watching, because it's clearly not football, because I try to be as unbiased and objective as possible. Even when I'm looking at Gabriel Martinelli, I try to be unbiased and objective.
There you are. There you are. No, I did that when you said his name. Why did that smile come on your face, man? I've had enough of this agenda against Martinelli, man. Leave my star boy alone.
No,
He's
fine.
star boy number 2.
I'm just busting your balls. I'm just busting your balls.
La. But you know what? That's a very good segue. By the way, guys, please make sure you're liking the video. Please, that's a very good segue to the next topic of discussion, which is Arsenal. We did win against Brentford. I'm gassed that we won against Brentford, but
luckily,
obviously getting into the performance, I think I should speak first, probably, because it is my team. Listen, for me, of course, it's great that we won. Kai Havertz, Samina, waka, 60 million down the drain. Kai Havertz scores again. I don't know why every single Liverpool fan loves that song, bro. It's actually crazy.
Liverpool are the best at making songs. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah. Come on. But listen, I feel like the performance from us, chance creation. There's a few things that I need to point out. Chance creation and taking our chances. I feel like we're not taking our chances, and this is going to hurt us in the long run. It's going to hurt us in the long run because you're going to come to games where you are so limited to the, like, for instance, I think the game against you guys at Anfield, I don't think we're going to get a lot of chances. We might get 3 or 4 chances. We need to make those chances count. Need to make them count because you need to, even to be honest, even if you get a lead, that's not even guaranteed anymore. So as shown last season, you know what I mean, we went 2-0 up and it still wasn't guaranteed. So yeah, it's just going through with it. Obviously the Ramsdale incidents, this guy just gave me a heart attack live in the watch along, bro. I was just sweating the whole first half, like just heart palpitations, bro. Just, you know what I mean, heavy breathing, just
I don't blame you.
Shitting myself because he just looked completely out of shape. Just looked like he had no confidence in himself. And you know when you can see that somebody just, the crowd is just getting to him. They're just in his head fully. And that's how I felt it was in the first half. Second half, I felt like he improved drastically. It was such a different half in the second half because he came out, he was more confident, he was catching the ball, distributing out quickly. First half, he was making mistakes. That throw was disgusting, and then he threw up when I saw it. Bro, it's crazy. And then also when he had the ball, just taking way too long in it. Obviously, we had the moment where they took the ball off of him, and then Rice with just such, bro. Thank God we have Rice, bro. Thank God we have Rice. But he was just taking way too long to distribute the ball, get it out to somebody, and whenever it was passed back to him, it's like he started to panic. He was lackluster, just spending way too much time on the ball. I think that's probably majority of the bad things. I think Martinelli is probably one of the worst games I've seen from him in a while, because he just wasn't, when he had the ball, just wasn't able to do much. Saka also wasn't able to do much. Odegaard missing again, but we find out how to win that game, and I think that starting 11, we should not steer away from that. We need to try that against Wolves, definitely. We definitely need to. No, it's all good. We definitely need to try and play that against Wolves, because I think that they can get used to playing like that. Because I wanted that starting 11. I wanted Trossard to be in a left 8. It's very interesting to me to have Trossard there because I think that adds something to our attack.
Mm-hmm.
But I say this again, man. We miss Xhaka so much, bro.
Yeah, dude, I was gonna say he has at Leverkusen, he has the most it's the most key passes in all of Europe. Now, obviously, it's the Bundesliga, but if you've watched Leverkusen at all, like the game runs through him, and he's doing a brilliant job of kind of commanding that team. And I feel like Odegaard's just not doing it this season, whether it's for injury or for form, because before his injury, he still there was not a single point this season where he looked like the same Odegaard of last year. But yeah, you're definitely missing Xhaka.
100%, 100%. And even Aaron, to be honest, you say that, we're not conceding many chances. I think that's probably what we're focusing on the most. We're focusing right now on just our defense is just so good, but the attack is taking a massive hit this season. The attack is just taking a massive hit this season. And the stats are not even, if you look at the stats, actually, you know what? I've got it here. Let me just show you this, because I showed this yesterday when I was actually doing the match reaction. I showed this to the boys. And if you look at that, so you look at the attack versus defense. This is from last season to this season at the same time. I feel like the attacking, when it comes to the attacking, the goals scored, the shots on target, I don't think it's a massive difference. And what I think is because we don't look fluid enough. That's probably why. And I don't think we look how we looked last year. That's probably the reason why I say that Granit Xhaka was missing, or we're missing Granit Xhaka so much, because he's a presence going into the box. But you can obviously see the defense. Listen, the defense is just night and day. I mean, 1.1 goals conceded, 0.8, and expected goals against from 1.1 down to 0.8. That's massive. Even the shots on target faced, that is massive. That's massive. When you look at the change in how the defense has been performing this season, and even the way Saliba and Gabriel have been performing. But what were your thoughts on the game? I don't know if you watched it. It was an evening game.
Well, just to touch a little bit upon the stat that you just showed me before we're kind of breaking into that, I think it's important to note. You guys have 27 goals in the Premier League, but you had a 4-0 against Bournemouth and you had a 5-0 against Sheffield. So you have 9 of those goals against 2 very, very poor teams, which would then realistically basically say that you've only scored 18 goals versus the rest of the competition. So, like, if you're going to look at statistics, I think it's important to kind of view things like that. It's like last year, right? Because we beat Bournemouth 9-0. Well, it's like you have to completely change the way that you're looking at goal differential. But either way, I think that Arsenal have a lot of problems. I don't think that they are the same team that they were last year. I think that it was shocking that Brentford were not able to capitalize on the numerous Ramsdale mistakes. I was watching bits and pieces of the game because I was doing things. I was on the move, but I went back and I watched the highlights, and I'm just thinking to myself, this is magic that it is 0-0, and you have the opportunity for Kai Havertz to score a back post header, which he still looked like. It still looked like he didn't hit that the way that he wanted to. It didn't even really look like a clean header, to be honest. It just went straight off his head, straight into the ground, which was right past the post, which just happened to go right into the net. It was a very dodgy goal, but it's a goal nonetheless, and it's a win nonetheless. And during Liverpool's title season, it's like you get those games sometimes where things just aren't going your way, and all of a sudden you scrape it out of the fire at the end, but the questions have to remain. Why were you so poor at the beginning? And how did Brentford not score? But it's not the first time that we've seen it like this. I just think that you guys have a lot of problems in midfield, and I don't think that you properly addressed your holes in the summer. I think that the Havertz signing was a little bit of a mistake. I would have rather spent that.
Sorry, sorry, bro. You said address your holes, bro.
It's fine. It's fine. I feel like spending that 65 million on a proper number 9 would have done a whole world of difference for this team. It would have provided a whole new threat. It would have provided more stability. I'm not super convinced with Jesus in this false nine role. I was saying it at the beginning of the season. I didn't know why Trossard was not being played more often. I think that he's one of your best attacking players. That he should be playing every game, whether it's in an 8 role or whether it's as the 9. Like, I don't care. I would rather see Trossard there than Jesus if I'm an Arsenal fan. You guys aren't in that terrible of a spot. Ultimately, like, if we just kind of take a look at this objectively, have you been at your best? No, but we're 13 games in. You've got 30 points out of a possible 39, and you're sitting atop the league. You've already played Spurs. You've already played City. You've already played Newcastle. You've already played United, and you've already played Liverpool, and you've already played Chelsea. So it's like you've already had tough games as well, and you've produced points, which is ultimately what matters most. But if we're going to start looking towards mid-season, mid-late season, I think that you're going to have to do some work in January, and something's going to have to change tactically because 18 goals and 10 goals against, like, that, it just completely changes the perspective, which is honestly insane, like, to think about that you've got 30 points. Or imagine we took away the Bournemouth and the Sheffield game. That would be 26 points with 18 goals and 10 goals against. So yeah, I think you guys are solid defensively, but you've got a lot of holes, and Brentford kind of exposed that. And I don't know. I think that a lot of Arsenal fans are being really harsh considering where they are on the table. If you guys were in United's position right now, if you were sitting at 24 points, yeah, I'd get it. Go full negative. Be like, Arteta out. This guy ain't it. Like, blah, 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 blah. But you aren't, and you haven't exactly had an easy schedule. So it's like you're in like a weird critical limbo, if that kind of makes sense.
But that's the thing. The thing is, Mike, this is the reason why I'm so critical is because I want it to be as near to perfect as it can be. Obviously, I know I'm never going to get perfection. It's never going to be perfect. But this is why I say, obviously, listen, I want a striker so badly, bro. I want a striker so badly. But I feel like in this January transfer window, I'm going to have to put a striker on the back burner because I need to bring in a left 8. I need to bring in a midfielder who can do the defensive work and progress the ball and be a presence going forward. I'm talking about a Goretzka, a De Jong, even a Nicola Barella. Nicola Barella, to be honest, is at the top of my list. But
just
whether he will go,
yeah, exactly.
Whether he will come to us, I don't know. People are telling me this guy's Inter fan.
Exactly.
He wants to spend the rest of his life there. He wants to retire there. Listen, all I see is like, bro, if I offer him, he's on like 150k right now, bro. If I offer him 250k, bro, try it, man. Try it. See what
Italians are different. Sandro Tonali was crying when he had to leave AC Milan, and it's like I get it. I think that picking up Barella wouldn't be a bad thing, but I really do think that your biggest hole right now is at the top of the pitch. Like, I think that you can get away with makeshift midfields. I think that you need a presence in the middle. You need a Victor Osimhen or an Ivan Toney. You need that guy so badly because you're relying so much on Martinelli and Saka to create and score and produce GA. It's like, if I'm playing Arsenal, I'm not scared of the middle of the park against you at all. I just know that I need to worry about the wings. That's it. Like, I just know that this is going to be an outside game. And if I can control the outside, I don't mind conceding some space in the middle because I'll let Declan Rice shoot from 35 yards. If he happens to bang one home, okay, whatever, fair play. But that's way better than allowing Martinelli and Saka to have free run. And I know that I'm not scared of Jesus, and I'm not scared of Trossard, even though I think Trossard's better. And people will say, well, Jesus was a centurion with Pep Guardiola, and I'm like, well, that was Pep Guardiola, and that was Manchester City, and how dare you ever compare another manager and another team to the fraudulent, plastic Manchester City with the best manager in the entire world, regardless of how much money they have. Pep is exceptional and levels above everyone else. So, it's I think that you really need that 9. You really it will be a totally different team, much scarier.
Well, the links have already started, man. The links have already started.
I know, Osimhen and
there's just,
Tony.
bro. Since like 3 days ago, yeah, there's just been an influx, and when I say influx, I mean an influx of just countless amounts of Osimhen. His friends want him to join Chelsea, but he is thinking and really fascinated of working under Mikel Arteta. I'm like, bro, please. And then Ivan Toney, we already know this guy. This guy outed himself anyway, so we know that Ivan Toney wants to come to Arsenal. Maybe. That one, that's the only one that I can truly believe, that Ivan Toney wants to come to Arsenal, because he kind of outed himself in that interview.
Maybe.
You know what I mean?
I want to say. Oh, never mind. What I saw was a meme. Yeah, dude.
You're actually a joker, bro. I said never mind. What I saw was a meme. It's all good.
No, but dude, listen. I think that he would add a tremendous amount to your front line. I think that he would be that pacey, counterattack, that transition striker that would be excellent for what you described as being Arsenal's biggest strengths. And ultimately, at the end of the day, he can put the ball in the back of the net. And for as good as Saka and Martinelli are, well, for as good as Saka is, he's not a 9. You know what I mean? And for as good as Martinelli can be, he's not a 9. I'm not expecting Martinelli or Saka to give me 20-plus goals a season every season. I am expecting Ivan Toney to give me 20-plus goals a season every season before penalties. So, we'll see.
That's the thing, as well, yeah, because not a lot of people outside the Arsenal fan base know this. Martinelli was supposed to be transitioned into a striker. So from Unai Emery days, he was supposed to be transitioned into a striker.
You never should have let him go.
Left winger.
You never should have let Emery go. You never should have let Emery go. But I did not know that. I did not know that.
Yeah, so he was actually supposed to be transitioned into a striker, and then we were supposed to get another left winger in, which could have happened now. I think that's where Zaha came into it, because I think he was looking at bringing Wilfried Zaha in. I think that's because he wanted to transition him into the striker at that point and then play him, Saka and Zaha. But yeah, listen, I think for us right now, I can see the points from both, but I can see both points, and I fully understand. Like when you explain it, I fully understand that we need a striker. I think, for my personal opinion, the more chances we create, the higher the chances that we're actually going to put one of them away.
Yeah,
the higher the chances that we might actually score the goal. So that's just the thing for me. But I can fully understand that if you bring in a striker, a gunman up top, then even with those limited chances, you're gonna put the ball away. He's gonna put the ball away. Ivan Toney's not missing the goal from 5 yards out. Ivan Toney in the box is not missing the goal. Same thing with Osimhen, not missing the goal from inside the box. You know what I mean? So some of these strikers that we're looking at the moment, I think it's the main ones are Osimhen and Toney. There's other ones like Sesko. And all of these other...
No. If you're
I even heard Evan Ferguson.
No,
and I was like,
you're making a title push. You're going out. You're buying the creme de la creme, the caviar, the fucking gold spinach artichoke pizza that costs $2,500. That's smeared in diamond fuzz. Like, you're getting the top of the line Ferrari. You're not buying something that you can fix up into a Ferrari. So
exactly,
yeah, no, you're gonna drop a pretty penny, and that's why you've got Kroenke, I think his name is. That's why you got him as your owner, because he's made of money.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. And if all goes well, we'll follow in the in the Rams' footsteps and the Denver Nuggets'
That's what
footsteps,
he
bro.
wants. That's what he
Hey,
wants. He wants the title. But listen, I'm just going to give you the forewarning. Once he gets the title, he doesn't care anymore. He got it. He got it with the Avs. He got it with the Nuggets, and he got it with the Rams. Okay, that's 3 teams. Now he needs to get it with. Oh wait, hold on. I think he also owns the Dodgers. 1 second.
no, the Dodgers is your guy,
Never
innit?
mind. Never mind. Dodgers is Guggenheim. No, FSG owned the Red Sox.
The
Um,
Red Sox, that's it.
yeah. So hey, he's pushing for another title because he's just another bored billionaire. Um,
By the way, if you're looking at the comments, yeah, and you see this, um, you know, this is welcome here. This is why not. If you don't already know, he's normally in my chats. He will just constantly say Arteta out,
that's
and
fine. That's fine. That's fine.
obviously he said big up, and then he said cockroach crocky. Hey, you know what? Why not his jokes, bro? Because he'll fully have a conversation with me, yeah. But then he'll just be spewing Arteta out or this out, that out, bro. Just midway through the conversation, just any play you're talking about from our perspective. But now listen, I think for us at the moment, they're prioritizing. It actually came out today, which I will be discussing tomorrow on Doing a Lounge. But they came out today and said that Arsenal are willing to sell. They're willing to sell Thomas Partey for an appropriate fee. Now that fee is within around 40 million, is what they're looking for. They're looking for 40 million. The problem that I have is I don't think he's going to go for 40 million. I think Thomas
Lower?
Partey. I think Thomas Partey, when he's fit, is a 40, 50, 60 million pound player. Yeah.
But he's never
But
fit.
his injury record, people will look at this, they'll be like, why? Why am I going to pay 40 million, which is a decent price for somebody who are probably going to be fit for me half the season, and half the season they're on the bench. Do you know what I mean? That's the only thing that I look at, and I'm like, is he really going to go for that? But yeah, listen, we'll have to see what happens. This January window is so important, bro. It's so important for us. So I'm hoping, I'm waiting, I'm praying, hoping that we could do something to improve in the January transfer window. So going into the new year, we have our squad. Maybe it might be Douglas Luiz. We'll have to see. Apparently, we're readying up a massive offer. How true that is,
I don't know
only
if he's
God
that
knows.
guy. I don't know if he's that guy.
Mike, don't hit me with that, man. Douglas Luiz is fire, bro. He's fire, bro. If it was me, I'd go for somebody different, but with the money that they're looking at, but
Smash.
I still
Just
think I
just
still think
splash.
he's alright, man. I still think he's alright. I can't lie. He goes forward
Only
well.
yeah. Listen, only time's going to end up telling, and Lord knows you guys have the cash somehow to just continue to splash. But hey, FFP, if it ever comes a knocking, I just know that I'm never going to get screwed because I'm a frugal organization that counts every single penny, and it cost me an arm and a leg just to spend 30 million. I mean, people talk about my club spending this summer. I'm like, yeah, but if you deduct what we sold, we didn't actually spend that much. So just another 240. It's almost like Hamza last night talking about how he doesn't have any depth and he needs to buy more players. You do realize you spent 240 million in the summer on players, right? And you're just gonna bark up this tree like I'm some sort of blind idiot. Like, come on.
When was the last time Liverpool actually spent like how they spent this season? I think it must have been like 3-4 years ago, maybe.
But so probably Coutinho, but we used the money that we sold Coutinho with. Like we've never just out of pocket without selling players just splashed. Like we've never done that. I mean, we bought Darwin last year without really selling anyone, but that's 80 million. Like that's nothing No Big Six
Exactly.
team, no Big Six team spends 80 million on their squad. Like that just doesn't happen in a window.
This is John Henry, bro. Everybody keeps on. It is John Henry in it. His name.
Yeah,
Everybody
it's
tells me he
John
looks he
W.
looks
Henry.
like a parasite, bro. He just looks like a parasite. When I see him sitting there in the stands, bro, I'm like, bro, what are you doing to these fans, bro? Why don't you just sell up? You could sell Liverpool. It's a gold mine right now. You could sell it for so much.
5
So
billion
much.
probably. You could probably sell it for around like
Fucking hell, bro.
probably sell
You
it for like
could
more.
he could have easily called up Qatar and be like, bro, listen,
Oh, I wish.
come here, buy my club for 6 billion. I'll give you Liverpool for 6
State
billion.
owned.
Look at the bro.
I would love it.
That would kill everyone. That would kill everyone. Can I say that would have been at your club? Yeah, let's just say that. Let's just
He
have
should
that,
have been.
right?
You know, but he should have been regardless. I mean, like that guy has to be kicking himself for picking Chelsea over Liverpool. Like where you are. I mean, I never even wanted. When I saw that bid, I was angry. I was like, no, like we don't do this. We don't splash 116 million on players because that's just stupid. But he made a major mistake going to Chelsea and picking the week to week money because he hasn't been on form, and that team is in a whirlwind of shit. Like, you know, they're not that far off, but they're also a million miles away, if that makes sense.
Oh my god. Yeah. Listen, we might get onto that on another stream, man. We'll get onto that on another stream. But I think the last point before we wrap up, Liverpool.
Yeah.
Can they win the league? What do they need to do to win the league? What are you looking for most in the January transfer window? In obviously, DM's probably going to be the most the one that you say first. But what else? What are you looking for in the January transfer window for you to fully go up to be the front runner to win the league?
So I don't think that there's any way we're going to be the front runners. I think that City are too good, and I think that we're too early. Like we're only 13 games in, so we can't say anything about anyone, and especially City. We can't because they're doing this without KDB. You know, yeah, sure, their form dropped without Rodri, but let's be real. The guy's had a pretty impeccable injury record, and I don't see him getting many more red cards anytime soon. So we can also kind of sort of cross that off the list as well. So I think that City will always remain the front runners. But for where we are and the holes that we have in our game, I think that we've done exceptionally well. Not to mention the fact that, like, I mean, against Brighton, we had 3 points. We had 2 points stolen from us because Pascal Gross was should have been sent offside by the rules, and that I'm sure he should have been sent off for the challenge, and that would have been 2-1 with a whole half to play. I don't see Brighton scoring against us with 10 men, so that would have been 1-2. I'm sorry, 1-3, and then the Spurs game. Luis Diaz being called offside and Diogo Jota being sent off, both of which, you know, we could have won that game with 10 men. We beat Newcastle with 10 men, and we beat Bournemouth with 10 men. So I think that, you know, what we've faced so far this season, the little adversity that we've had, and the holes that we still have, we're exceptional. And if we go out there and we get a proper 6, now I'm not saying like a destroyer, but just a deep lying press resistant defensive midfielder who's just got legs, right? I think that'll free up McAllister to kind of play alongside Szoboszlai in traditional 8 positions, and then all of a sudden you have Gravenberch and Curtis Jones. We have excellent rotation, excellent depth, excellent options. And if we add a left-sided center back, just because Konate is so injury prone, Matip and Gomez have been good this season, but I still feel like we need a little bit more depth. Kwanzaa's also an excellent prospect, but we need another center back. If we're able to get both those things in this transfer window, you know, who knows, man? Like if we're within 2-3 points, the sky's the limit. Like we could win this league, and I don't think that a lot of people were expecting that, myself included. but we're not that far off. And even if we don't get those players, I still think that there's a chance. But if we don't get those players, it's going to ride a lot more on being healthy and luck than it is going to actually be like skill and depth and determination. So we make those two changes. I think that every single team in this league should be worried because we've already played our hardest game of the season and we drew. So from here on out, in terms of fixtures, it's downhill because the peak has been reached. There's no harder game than Man City away, and we're the only team to take a point away from there. And we did it without a 6. So if we can do that without a 6, I can only imagine what we can do for the rest of the season with a proper 6 in there and letting McAllister play in the position that he was born to play in. So yeah, very, very, very optimistic, which I wouldn't have said at the beginning of the season or before the season. And yeah, I think teams should be worried if John W. Henry decides to spend a little bit in January, which is looking like we will. I mean, and even if it's like we don't have to go out and get like some sort of, we don't need to go get Paulinho, like I don't need Joshua Kimmich. Like I'm fine with getting someone from South America for 30 million and just trying it, because that's what Gravenberch was. 30 million Bayern Munich reject who's playing like an absolute stud and proving to be crazy. He's proving to probably be the best transfer by value of the entire summer. If he continues on this form and he gets a run of games, 30 million for that. Are you kidding me? It's a steal. So, very optimistic, but also, I think a lot of it's going to depend on what Arsenal does, which is out of our control. And it's going to depend on what City does. Which is out of our control. But you're the only people that I'm genuinely scared of.
Yeah, listen. I think with the whole Liverpool situation, I just look at you guys and I'm jealous because firstly you got to play Man City away. I would have loved to have a Man City away fixture so early in the season because you hate to have that fixture in the January.
Exactly.
Because you're gonna have now I'm gonna have De Bruyne back and then I'm gonna have this and De Bruyne always laces up against us and bro I can't be asked. I can't be asked, bro. I don't like seeing De Bruyne's face when he walks onto the pitch against us. And listen, I think for you guys in order to draw that game against City is massive because they're gonna come to Anfield and majority of the time you get a win there.
Yeah,
you win against them at Anfield. Do you know what I mean? So, I think there's big things coming for Liverpool, which is surprising. Like you said, nobody thought that it'd be this much of a jump to where you are now. Maybe fighting, exactly. Maybe fighting for top 4 or something like that. No. You would have thought something like that. But
fighting for the title.
Title is crazy, bro.
Quad chase, bro. Carabao Cup, FA Cup, Europa, Premier League. I'm telling you, bro. Oh my God, could you imagine getting the Walmart quad right after City gets a treble? We get the Walmart quad. That would be just the greatest thing ever because we could say that we're the only people to win a quad. So,
but you'd actually get admiration for it because you're a real club. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. Listen, I do not respect. But I'm just going to put this out there. I do not respect Manchester City at all. And even if they had beaten us, I would not have acknowledged the loss. I would have said, you know what? I don't care because it's a plastic club that cheats their way to the top, that shouldn't have any titles. They just happen to have the best manager in the world, and they have excellent players, but they're no heritage, no history, no respect. I don't care. Your treble, it means absolutely nothing. And 20 years from now, when you guys are found guilty, everyone's going to look back on it, and it's going to be a stain on whatever you because if you go and you then get a legit treble, everyone's just going to say, yeah, but I don't care. I'm not going to count it because I can't tell if you didn't cheat. So
exactly. 100%, and yeah, to be honest with me, bro, it's just transfers play a big part to what happens in the season. Yeah, same way. The African Cup of Nations, African Cup of Nations.
Hamza shampoo.
Hamza shampoo is going crazy.
I love that. I love that.
You hurt his feelings, bro. You hurt.
I don't care. I don't care, bro. Go cry me a plastic river with your petroleum-based skin lotion and your oil money. I don't care.
Bro, firstly, just before I carry on, I don't know what's going on with Vel. What is this, Vel? What's going on with you, my brother? And I said, okay, lads, my bro broke up with his ex. She's Leng. Now she's trying to move to me. What do? Bro, move away from that, man. Don't move. Don't let her move to you, man.
Why are you asking a football channel what to do? Like, go donate to Andrew Tate and get him to respond to you on the Fresh and Fit podcast. This is not the place for that, dude.
Fresh and Fit after hours.
This is not the time or place. Like, go on Rumble and donate to Sneeko. Okay, like this is not the place.
Hey, Vel, you go to Rumble and donate to Sneeko, bro. He'll give you the advice, bro. He'll probably tell you to freaking punch you in the face or something, bro. These guys are scumbags, man.
Beat her down.
They're scumbags, the purest form, bro.
I know.
But now listen, I think the African Cup of Nations and the Asian Cups as well. Just before we finish off, the thing is, this is why City are pricks, because they know what they've done. They've got nobody going, you know that. Nobody from their squad. Their squad is completely European and South American. So nobody is going to the Asian Cups, African Cup of Nations, anything. They got rid of Mahrez, who would have been going.
Yeah.
They got rid of him. He's a winner.
He was never really needed. But yeah. I mean, the thing is, I don't have Mane anymore, so I'm just losing Salah. And Wataru Endo, the man who went from the relegation Stuttgart, and he stepped on the grass at the Etihad, Sheikh Mansour's gold-plated grass, and he ended the longest win streak in Premier League history at home. So, you know, I'm losing 2 players, but yeah, it does suck for does any team really get impacted that much? Like Arsenal, I mean, what do you lose? You lose Tomiyasu?
I lose Tomiyasu, who's a massive part of my midfield, of my defense.
Yeah.
And then I lose Partey as well, who listen, he's lost already anyway. But
exactly.
The guy's he's barely here anyway, man. So I lose him as well.
But hey, listen, if De Bruyne's not back by then, anything can happen. But I don't know. I'm pretty sure that what the maximum amount of games someone can miss is like 2, though, right? 2 or 3, because of like the way that it's timed.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
So
I think it's probably going to be 2 or 3 because they have an international break. So the games don't start until the 20th of January. I'm not sure when the Asian Cup starts. I think the African Cup of Nations starts. By the way, Saad Defense League, I will be doing it, man. We're going to be following Morocco, so I will be doing watch-alongs for Morocco, in the African Cup of Nations, 100% for that, yeah. But listen, we're going to have to wait and see what happens. But yeah, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. I feel like this season, I'm just so excited because it's so close. Do you know what I mean? There's 3 teams fighting. There's 3 teams fighting for the league. So
there's 5. Can't forget about Villa and Tottenham. Can't forget about Villa.
No. Hold on. 4. There's 4. Can't forget about Villa. Respect to Villa. And that's all she wrote. That's all she wrote. I'm sorry, I can't respect Tottenham. I can't.
I know.
I can't. They're squad depth. I've sat here and had to. Well, you know about the group chat anyway. You know about the group chat. Low IQ takes.
I've got no tears. They've got a whole lot of issues, and I'm all out of tissues. You know what I mean? I don't care. But it is what it is. It is what it is. August champions. You know, now you can kind of get something written on a plastic trophy that you can buy and put in your office. You know what I mean? Champions of August.
Exactly. But anyway, Mike, my good sir, thank you very much for joining me today.